Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about the markets. We'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys. There's a couple of things I want to demo for you tonight. The PayPal crypto trading appears to be live, so I'll play around with some transfers and trades if we can. I'm going to do some wallet demos for you guys. The difference between the Tangem wallet, cryptocurrency hardware wallet, and the Trezor T. I did a video on that earlier in the week. And we'll talk about password management, seed phrase management, and a little bit about address poisoning, and whatever questions you guys might have. So welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm here tonight with the rig and all of my other stuff. So it's been a pretty good week. I've got a few pictures and videos for you guys here. Why don't I jump into that real quick before I thank everybody. Let's go over here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let's get to this one. And let me see if I can't get this. I worked on my wife's rig earlier. It used to be mine, one of my hand-me-downs, but probably one of my hand-me-downs is better than what most people have. So let's see. This is a Corsair case, and I guess it's tempered glass, clear, and mostly a white theme, and colored fans. Let's see. Yeah, I just upgraded it with my old graphics card, which I replaced when I bought my 4090. This is a 3090 RTX, looking pretty good. And plus, it had gotten a little dusty. I think it probably hadn't been touched in about a year or so. So had some fun working on that, and went to the farmer's market today. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, some gorgeous, some gorgeous heirloom tomatoes that I got at the farmer's market. Really some nice looking tomatoes here in Michigan. It's blueberry season right now. And there's a lot of fresh fruit and tomatoes right now. And that's a picture. Yeah. So good. Everyone can hear me. That's great. Let's see what else we got on the agenda. We've got, if you're not familiar with the live stream, I wanted to greet everybody that was here early. Kenny is here, Andreas, and let's see, Mr. Miskey, we're here early. Thanks for being here. VDub SV is in with a couple of questions. A little bit nervous about the Ledger firmware update. I've been over and over that, and I don't consider it a security risk. Some people do. There's a lot of back and forth, and it's like politics in America. There's like two camps, and they're at each other's throats. And some people are like, it's okay. And then other people are like, it's horrible. It's security vulnerability. They all have your seed. But I think that's just a lot of fear mongering. That's my opinion. But nobody can prove it either way, right? It's one of those, oh, well, there's security vulnerability. I'm like, well, prove it. And they're like, no, well, prove there's not. And I'm like, well, you prove that there's not. That there is, there's no proof either way. So it basically just boils down to opinions, and people say, oh, well, that's because Ledger's not open source, so we can't check it. But Trezor is open source, and it's been hacked in the past, And because it is open source, hackers can get in there and find vulnerabilities. So you decide which is best, right? Not saying Trezors are unsafe. These hacks only involve physical possession of the device. It doesn't mean that hackers can reach into your device over the internet and steal your crypto. That seems to be what everybody's afraid of. So I just want to put that out there. When I say hacked, I meant physical hacks on the device if the attacker has physical possession of the device, and most people are using their hardware devices from their own home. But we're getting into the weeds. If, yeah, let's see. I wanted to thank everyone that's here. Thank you guys for coming. And let's see. Oh, this thumbnail, which you can't see anymore, and I better pause this. I did with Stable Diffusion. It's comic and kind of looks cool. I like it. If you've never been in the live stream before, thank you for that subscription. I appreciate it. If you've never been in the live stream, we've got a lot of goodies down in the description below. Just scroll down below the video, and we've got a description of what we're going to talk about, the top news stories, my wallet face-off that we're going to do, and talking about crypto security, password management, seed phrase management, all that good stuff about crypto security. I apologize, I'm not going to recommend coins. So please don't ask me to evaluate a coin that you've heard about, because that's not what we do here. Let's see. And if you're interested in any of my RGB computer stuff, I've got an Amazon link, which I can't seem to highlight here. And there we go. And that'll take you straight over to my Amazon page. And you can check out my recommendations on Amazon. This is the build of my rig that I've got behind me. As I mentioned, I'm using the 4090, which is still pretty expensive right now. But c'est la vie, there are a lot of good options out there for NVIDIA cards, all the way from a couple hundred up to, 1,000 or so, right? So keep that in mind if you're interested. And then let's see, what else do I got? I've got some hardware wallet suggestions. There's a lot of good deals on Amazon where you can get wallets directly from the company, like Ledger and Trezor both have pages on Amazon where you can enjoy all the advantages of your Amazon account, quick delivery, easy returns, all that kind of stuff. So check out my Amazon recommendations as well. Okay, enough for the commercials. We've also got ways to contact me if you need that, and news stories that I'm going to cover tonight. So let's dive into the news and get that out of the way. Bitcoin dropped to a 2-month low. Did pro traders benefit? We had last week, we talked about how boring the price of Bitcoin was. It been kind of stuck in a range for a long time. And so Bitcoin must have heard me and said, I'm going to move, baby. And we would have liked that it moved up, but instead it moved down. But that is the famous volatility of Bitcoin rearing its ugly head again. Massive amount of traders were liquidated as the BTC price dropped $25,300 briefly, but was it primarily retail traders that were washed out? 11.5% from August 16th to August 18th, resulting in a $900 million worth of long positions being liquidated and causing the price to hit a 2-month low. Before the drop, many traders expected a breakout in volatility that would push the price upward. Obviously, that was not the case. With substantial liquidations, it's important to address whether professional traders gained from the price crash. Daily liquidations. There's a common belief among cryptocurrency traders that whales and market makers have an edge in predicting significant price shifts, and that this allows them to gain the upper hand over retail traders. That's always kind of been the same with the traditional markets too. I discovered that pretty early on when I jumped into stock trading back in the late 90s, early 2000s, that the big traders were the ones that had the advantage, that kind of stuff. So I think the same holds true for the cryptocurrency market. This notion holds some truth as advanced quantitative trading software and strategically positioned servers come into play, high speed, up to the minute market reports, that kind of thing. This doesn't make professional traders immune to substantial financial losses when the market gets shaky. For larger sized and professional traders, a majority of their positions may be fully hedged. Comparing these positions with previous trading days allows for estimations on whether recent movements anticipated a widespread correction in the cryptocurrency market. So professional traders have opposite positions, like they call that hedging their bet, so that when the market goes up or down, they kind of keep a balanced position. Retail traders don't usually do that. We're usually in a position either long or short, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Does the Bitcoin market benefit big traders? Most markets do, right? And then this, I had never heard of this particular exchange, but apparently that was where the bulk of the price action occurred, which kind of weird. Let's see. The chart above shows the OKX BTC margin lending ratio. Apparently they do leveraged futures trading and that kind of, advanced stuff, which approaches 35 times in favor of long positions on August 16th. So there were a lot of people that were betting the market was going to go up that got liquidated, right? And that's usually what causes the market to violently surge in one direction or another. When Bitcoin's on its way up, people in short positions get liquidated, and that just magnifies any upward movement. And so last week we saw the opposite. We saw Bitcoin going down, and people that were in leveraged long positions got liquidated, which made it a cascading effect. And it's still down, right? We're still looking at about $26,774 right now. All right, let's look at the next story that I have lined up for you guys. PayPal to roll out cryptocurrency hub for select users. And apparently you have to have a personal account and be in good standing, and I kind of do, I guess. I don't maintain huge balances in my PayPal account, but we can look at my PayPal account and check it out and do some crypto transfers, which we'll do shortly, right? Stellar, which is another big crypto that had a huge gain a couple of weeks back, kind of on the coattails of XRP after their court semi-victory. Stellar has invested in MoneyGram, gets a seat on the board. Stellar is, let's see, by market cap, let's see where we're at with Stellar. Where are you, Stellar? Come on, oh, there it is. Okay. Number 23. I thought it was higher than that. It used to be a lot higher than that. But still nothing to sneeze at. 23 by market cap is a pretty big crypto, and they've been having some interesting gains lately. So we can play around with Stellar. I don't believe you can use Stellar on PayPal yet, but yeah, almost every crypto exchange you can buy Stellar. All right, and I've linked these news stories down below, as I mentioned. Oh, that was kind of loud. Oops. I don't know. I thought I had turned that down last week. Seemed seems louder than it was last week, and I didn't mess with it. And then another big story that happened this week, Ether futures ETFs are poised for U.S. approval, Bloomberg reports. Thank you, Kenny, for sending me all your stories. I believe you had linked the original Bloomberg story which is behind a semi-paywall. I think they allow you to read a couple of stories a month or something like that. But I just referred to the story that referred to the Bloomberg story here. Bitcoin futures ETFs are already available in the US. This is not a Bitcoin spot exchange traded fund. It's trading futures, but it is listed on major US exchanges, so it's a big deal. US ETFs that hold crypto derivatives, Bitcoin futures ETFs. The industry is anxiously awaiting word on whether ETFs that hold Bitcoin itself, not derivatives, might also get approval. Wall Street giants like BlackRock are seeking to create these too. But an exchange-traded derivatives fund for Ethereum appears to be on the verge of being approved. Poised to approve. I guess it's not actual approval, but that was a big story. It moved Ethereum. Kind of weird. It happened right as Bitcoin was crashing. I was getting alerts on my phone that said Bitcoin is up, and then, or I'm sorry, I was getting alerts on my phone that was Bitcoin is down and Matic is down and all these other coins that I own were down. And then all of a sudden I saw this alert that said Ethereum is up. And I thought, that was weird. I thought that the entire market was springing back, but it just was this anomaly of Ethereum jumping on this news. So kind of interesting story. And this is kind of a speculation story that Kenny sent me. It's based on a tweet. There are a lot of stories out there that are just based on what someone tweeted, but I'm assuming that the information of the 25% of Gemini's total Bitcoin stash is accurate. The speculation was whether or not this was caused by BlackRock buying Bitcoin on Gemini and then withdrawing it somewhere else, whether to their own private exchange or their own crypto wallet. We don't know. It's just kind of speculation. But the speculation is that the big players are sucking up everyone's Bitcoin, I guess. So kind of an interesting story, a bit of speculation, but food for thought. And then we get to this story here where we talk about the ultimate guide to password management and crypto enthusiast. I invite you to read this article. We're going to talk a little bit about what password management is and what seed phrase management is. There are two different things. And I always kind of beef about news articles that are about crypto and security and password management because they're not particularly clear and make clear distinctions for people. So they start off by talking about passwords, which is great. Password management is something everyone should know about, whether or not you own crypto. You should be aware of and have good password management skills in today's world. I mean, you need a password for your bank accounts, for your Amazon accounts, for your Facebook, your Twitter. All those accounts need to have safe and secure passwords, and you should know about safe and secure password management. But crypto exchange accounts are it's really when you need good password management when it comes to accounts that are securing your crypto, like your exchange accounts. But they kind of blur the lines a little bit in this article when they kind of switch over to protecting seed phrase, and they don't make a big distinction about what the difference is. And I know there's a lot of people out there that get confused, not just from terminology. A lot of these things can be like, for example, the recovery phrase or recovery seed or seed phrase or mnemonic phrase. I mean, all these are referring to the same thing, and it can get confusing out there. And a lot of these terms can be used interchangeably, but people get confused. And so there's a big difference between your password, your passphrase, which is different, and your seed phrase, and then your security pin. I get a lot of questions, people that are having trouble, and sometimes the language that they're using, I don't quite understand what it is they're referring to when they say, "Oh, I can't get into my account because it won't take my password," and stuff like that. And I'm like, do you mean that when you enter your PIN you can't get it open, or that when you open Ledger Live and it's asking for the login password, you forgot that? Or do you mean that you forgot your passphrase that you enter into your device when you're trying to get to a passphrase configuration? So there's a lot of confusion out there. But it's a good article. I highly recommend that you read it, and we'll talk about some of that stuff tonight. And I just want to get caught up on the chat window. I know it's impolite for me to not answer questions. I'm going to do my best. And then let's jump into that PayPal stuff and see where we can go from there. So let's see. I'm going to scroll back up just a tad. Scott Lee is here. Thanks for being here tonight. What is the difference if someone finds your seed phrase written on a piece of paper or you lose it? Tangem wallet is great, but shouldn't be able to get round passphrase simply by having 2 cards to tap. That's crazy. If anyone finds the 2 cards, they are in. The Tangem, once you set up your 3 cards, or 2 cards if you only have 2, there is a pass or pin, some kind of phrase. I think it's just a pin that's associated with the cards. So if someone finds your card, they're not going to be able to just have access to your crypto simply by discovering one of your cards. Now, if you only set up 1 card and you put in some crypto without making the other 2 card backups, then yes, the card does not have a security pin on it. But when you go through the entire setup, by setting up your initial card and then doing the backup step of, activating the other 2 cards, there is security on that. There is a pin. I think it's a pin code. I'm sorry, I don't remember. It's been a while since I set up my Tangem card, but that is on their website. That once you have set up the initial card and activated the 2 backup cards, someone that just finds your card is not going to be able to access your crypto, install. They're not going to be able to install the Tangem app on their own phone and use your card to access your crypto. Right. So there is a little bit more, it's a little more secure than just having physical access to the card. Let's see, Marco 7, what is the difference if someone finds your seed phrase written on a piece of paper or you lose it? Yeah, there's a big debate. We're going to talk about that a little bit when we talk about the difference between the Tangem wallet and the Trezor wallet. Tangem wallet hides the seed phrase. They never generate a seed phrase. They give you a master private key that's initialized randomly when you initialize your card, and then the 2 other cards are your backups, but you never see the key in 12 or 24 word format. You never have to write it down, and you never have access to it, so someone can't just stumble on your piece of paper that you wrote down your seed phrase on, or you cannot be tricked into revealing it. So there's a lot of pros and cons between traditional crypto wallets and the Tangem, which is kind of a new thing out there on the market. Pretty interesting crypto wallet. Let's see, Amsterdam Holland is here. That's great. Tangem could be better if you had to remember your passphrase like you have to remember your seed phrase. No need to allow it to get around. There's pros and cons to not being able to manage your seed phrase directly using Tangem. First of all, I just mentioned it, you have no access to it. You can't accidentally reveal it. But if you lose all 3 cards, you lose access to the crypto. So your backup is not as flexible as it would be with other hardware wallets. My ledger is always kept up to date, just like my phone and desktop. Joanne L., thanks for interjecting that. I know I've said that several times, that it's good practice, best practice to keep your crypto device up to date, just like it's best practice to keep your phone and your computer up to date. Crypto wallets are not static because crypto is not static. Crypto is, Bitcoin is a software project that is evolving and changing. Gregory, thanks for that. I appreciate that. Greg Whelan, I'll scroll down and see if you had a question attached to that. Titanium seed phrase storage plates. Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about that when I move over to the other camera. There are many ways to store your backup phrase rather than just writing it down on a piece of paper. Agree with that, but Tangem should not let you get around passphrase just by having 2 cards. Okay, so there's a healthy debate going back and forth about the whether the Tangem system is good or not, right? Why not hide the card in 2 different places? Yes, we can do that as well. I think that's the idea, is that you would hide it somewhere separate, like maybe one hidden well in your house and maybe the second backup card hidden offline somewhere else, like a safe deposit box or at your mom's house, your brother's house, something like that. Birds, bees, and trees. I never use Metamask just to set up like Trust Wallet maybe or something like that, but it's too much for me. Rex is great with Metamask. I'm not. However, there was a hack of Metamask before. There's a lot of different ways that Metamask users can be tricked and or hacked. And so we'll talk about that tonight too. Someone had asked me in my YouTube comments about address poisoning attacks, and we'll talk about those tonight. Let's see. Joseph, thank you so much. Thank you for that tip. I appreciate it. Birds, bees, trees. I planned 2 months ago. Warm weather, good watering, leaves. Okay, so it sounds like maybe you're growing some tomatoes, right? Have to admit, I always hope the price stays down to my next paycheck. Gregory, how's it going? It's going good, thank you. Dan, there's a very good chance this drop will be the last time you ever see prices this level or lower again. Good, thanks for pointing that out, Dan. When Bitcoin has these down jumps, there are opportunities in many people's eyes. The more other people are scared, probably the best time to buy, right? Let's see. SIM swap attacks. That's on your phone. And that would be when someone takes control of your phone number and is able to get your SMS 2-factor codes. So SIM swap attacks are a big danger with a lot of things, but a SIM swap can't steal your Google Authenticator codes. They can only just take over your phone calls and your text. So if you're using hardware 2-factor or Google Authenticator, then you're better prepared for a SIM attack, right? But a SIM attack can get into a lot of your online accounts if you don't have them locked down properly. Do you have any thoughts about the risk of someone swapping your SIM card? Oh, I was just talking about that. Yeah, SIM swapping is when a scammer or a hacker manages to convince your phone carrier to port your number to their device. Basically, that's called a SIM swap attack. Now, this can occur as a social engineering hack where they simply call your provider like Verizon or AT&T and manage to convince them that they're you and get them to switch over. And if you have a PIN code on your account, that helps, because a lot of times tech support won't do anything if no matter what the attacker tries to say, if they can't produce your PIN. So having the PIN lock on your account helps. Sometimes, though, a SIM swap attack occurs because there is an insider working at the company. So a lot of criminal gangs will get their criminal employees jobs at these carriers, or people that already work at the carrier are bribed into providing this information to attackers. So there's a lot of vulnerability in that area. And like I said, hardware two-factor authentication helps in those situations. I don't know about the TerraStation wallet. I haven't used it. Is it possible to reset your Google Authenticator? Your Google Authenticator is tied to your accounts. So in order to completely reset your Google codes, you would need to go to each of the accounts that you have set up in your Google Authenticator account and log into your account and go into your two-factor management, and basically you need to disable two-factor, like for example Coinbase, disable two-factor and then re-enable it, and then you scan it again with your Google Authenticator to generate a brand new code, and then you would need to manually delete the old code. So it's not just a factor of just going into your Google Authenticator and hitting the reset button. That wouldn't work, because if you wipe your Google codes off your phone, then you wouldn't be able to get logged into your accounts anymore. You wouldn't have access to your accounts. So you can't just go into Google and hit reset, because Coinbase and Uphold and every other, your accounts aren't only accept the current code of that you set up and when you enable Google two-factor, right? So it's not as easy as just hitting reset on your Google Authenticator. All right. So let's see. One more question. Gregory, I had to purchase a second Ledger Nano S as my first Ledger Live account claims to be full. I installed it on a second PC and got it up and running. Thanks for the education. So when you say full, I think what you're referring to is that your apps are, it's telling you that your apps are full, which means that you've got a lot of different crypto apps on there. I guess you're referring to this. The Ledger Nano S Plus has about the same amount of app storage that the Ledger Nano X has, and that's quite a lot. So you must be managing quite a few cryptos. Now you can manage your apps. You can uninstall and you can delete and add your apps without destroying your wallet, which is basically what we all had to do when we had the older Ledger Nano S. Right? It didn't have much storage at all, so you were constantly swapping your apps on and off the device to manage crypto if you were managing like 7 or 8 different cryptos. The Ledger Nano X and the Ledger Nano S Plus have a lot more app storage, but I guess it would be possible to fill up your app storage. But there's no reason to buy a brand new device unless you want to, and you want to keep it straight in your head. It might make sense to just install the apps on a separate device so you keep them all straight in your head. But you can, like if I wanted to add, see, I'm almost out of space myself, but if I wanted to add more crypto, I could simply go in and delete one of these, right? I could go in and delete the Avalanche app without destroying the wallet, right? So, we could just uninstall Avalanche, and that would free up space on the device for me to install some other app. And then if I wanted Avalanche back, I would delete one of my apps and reinstall Avalanche. And this does not destroy the wallets when we do this. The device remembers every wallet that you've ever created. So just a tip, think about that. So let's, I think I'm going to need to log back into my PayPal account because, yeah, it's going to log me out here. Let me go over here, get my PayPal password, and log back into my PayPal. And let's take a look at, I've got PayPal Google on my Google Authenticator. Someone had mentioned to me, I think last week I was lamenting the fact that PayPal doesn't support Google Authenticator, and they were like, it does. And so, yeah, I logged into the security section and I got that handled. So that's all well and good now. I've got Google Authenticator on my PayPal account. Let's go over to finances. Oh, and notice how here on the home screen, they've got my PayPal balance and my crypto as, you know, separate balances. So, and then I guess I can just click here to take me into the crypto section, right? Or you could do from home, you could go to finances, and then you've got savings, which I don't know what that is. Maybe there's nothing there. Or crypto. Oh, okay, I'm messing around. But look here, we've got PayPal USD. So we can actually buy some PayPal USD and play around with it. And what I was thinking of, how am I going to do this? Notice that if we go into the Bitcoin, this is my Bitcoin balance. It's not much, you know, it's like $44 worth of Bitcoin. If we go over to this transfer little icon here, notice it's got convert to stable coin. Right? You could simply convert right on PayPal from crypto to their stable coin, which is kind of cool. Or you can just outright buy their stable coin. You know, from the top level, you can just go straight on to their stable coin and just buy it. So let's buy a little bit. Let's buy 20 bucks worth. And you can use one of your connected bank accounts, or you could take it straight out of your PayPal balance, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and do that just for our experiment. We'll click next. And so they're not going to charge me a fee. And we'll just click buy now. And then we should have some of this Psi USD in our PayPal account. Now, notice they also have this transfer thing. So I could convert my stablecoin to another crypto. So it's got that same functionality that you would have in a crypto exchange. If you had Tether or US dollar coin in your Coinbase account, you have the ability in PayPal to sort of swap between cryptos and stablecoin. So that's pretty cool. I think I had covered this story rather briefly, and it looks like I'm one of those people that has access. I figured that they would give me access simply because I have had my PayPal account for many years. So it is in good standing. I've never done anything funky with my PayPal account. And I've had crypto since they introduced the ability to buy Bitcoin. I set up my crypto account back in whenever it was, 2021 or early 2022. I can't remember exactly, or 2020, whenever it was. So that's sort of, and when you first buy crypto in PayPal, I think you have to jump through a couple of hoops. And I've done that a long time ago. So yeah, I guess that's why they've given me such easy access. But what I really wanted to do, just for fun, was withdraw this PayPal USD to my Ethereum wallet and see what's going to happen. Because if we go over here, I think this is kind of interesting. Somebody in this article, if we scroll down, somebody on Twitter said this is the Ethereum contract address for PayPal's stablecoin. And remember last week we had tried to figure out what it was. And we were in CoinMarketCap, and they gave us a Ethereum contract address, which ended in 0E8. And if you're not familiar with what a contract address is, it's something that you use in Metamask to find the actual coin. And this is it. We added it last week. But the question is this the right contract address? Well, we found it on CoinMarketCap, and then we looked at it in CoinGecko, but they didn't have it. But they did have this Etherscan, which I didn't click last week, which takes you here. And that is the same token address that they have on coinmarketcap.com. But it is not the same token address that the gentleman in the article tweeted out. And I scrolled through this list of replies to his tweet, and nobody pointed out, is that really, that doesn't appear to be the same contract address that CoinGecko had, or coinmarketcap.com had. So nobody questioned the fact that it was a good or bad contract address. So I don't know where he got this contract address, but when you click this link here, it takes you over and it shows this weirdo contract address, and it says that it's PayPal US dollar. So, well, what is the contract address? Well, let's find out by sending. Now, if I were to take this contract address and go over here down to the bottom and choose import token and use custom token and paste that puppy in there, add custom token. Okay, so now it looks like we've got two different ones, right? We've got this one that the guy on Twitter said, and then we've got this one that CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap.com said. But we really don't care. As long as we just give it an Ethereum address, it should show up in the wallet as something, right? Let's see. let's test our theory here. So let's go back over to my PayPal account and see if we can't withdraw this to somewhere else, right? Send my SciUSD to another customer or an external address. Let's see here. I want to do it. Oops. Let's see. Wait a minute. How does this work? Okay. Search by name or address. Okay. Okay, so send to that address. Okay. Well, that's kind of weird. All right, so I've only got 1860 available. I guess they're going to charge me a fee. Send all. Okay, let's send it all. Well, can we just send some of it? Will they let me send 10 of it? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do a small little thing here. All right. We're not able. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. So send, paste in the address. Well, let's go back here. Yeah, see, I'm pushing the limits here, right? Let me grab this address, the Ethereum address again. Let's try that again. Let's paste in that address. Crypto sent to the wrong address type, for example, will be lost. Okay, I get that. Check your info and try entering it again. Okay. Yeah. Let's try that. Paste. Okay. Is it going to let me do this? Okay, there. That is a valid address. Maybe it was, I'm just going to send it all. What the hell? Nope. It's not going to let me do it. Okay. Well, so much for that experiment, right? I'm assuming that I could send some somewhere else, like to another PayPal account. That might work. But it looks like the just trying to withdraw to an Ethereum address isn't going to do it. Interesting. I don't know about putting some in because we really don't know. Well, let's see. Let's see. Receive by sharing. Okay. Well, this would be the address of PayPal, but see, I don't have any PayPal stablecoin outside of PayPal right now. But apparently that is the receiving address of my PayPal stablecoin address. 4859A. Let's see if that's the same as the Ethereum. No, it's different. Okay. Yeah. So usually on an exchange, the Ethereum address is the same for all your ERC20 tokens and your Ethereum. So, yeah. I don't have any PayPal to send to this address. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm just not willing to like buy some PayPal stablecoin on an exchange. Let's see if Coinbase has it. I doubt it, but whatever. We could check. PYUSD. No, they don't have it. Well, whatever. All right. Well, not everything works out the way I expect. But I thought that was kind of interesting. At least you all can see that I do have the ability to swap back and forth. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and let's convert it to Bitcoin, right? Okay. Yeah. All right, so let's convert that stable coin to, let's do Bitcoin, just for the heck of it. And we'll use 10 of it. Now I have full access to it. Remember earlier it said it was only 18, but that was when I wanted to transfer out. But for in-house swaps, it looks like I should be able to pull this one off. Let's see if that works. Okay, so there is a transaction fee on my $10 of 99 cents. So that's what, 10% fee? Okay. Yeah, whatever. Let's just do it. So yeah, maybe not the cheapest place to trade crypto. Okay, so now if we go back here, we should have, okay, so we have $10 in our PayPal USD, and I just got an email alert, and then we've got the Bitcoin there. So that worked, right? We were able to swap stablecoin for Bitcoin. We could move some Litecoin into our PayPal account. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to give you kind of a quick, we're going to talk about crypto wallets tonight. I know I've showed you a little bit of Ledger Live stuff, but let's take a look at the, I have my, let me show you this one over here. All right, so here's my setup. We've got this camera here, which is pointing down at the table. And I'll show you what that looks like from here. Right, so we're pointing down at the table, and we've got my Trezor connected and ready to go. And so I'm going to launch the Trezor suite over on my computer. Oh, I did kind of want to point out real quick before we dive too far into that other demo that we've got passwords on, on our computers. We have passwords on our online accounts, like our Amazon account, our Twitter account, our Facebook account. We've got passwords on our cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase and PayPal and Uphold and Binance US and Binance. That's a password that gets you into your account along with your username. But the seed phrase or recovery phrase or mnemonic phrase is what you write down when you initialize a wallet. So the Secure X comes with this card, which is pretty nice, and I believe it kind of scratches into it, and they give you like a metal stylus. Now, this is a recovery card from a Ledger device. Notice how it's just like, it's cardboard, and it's got 24 spaces to write down your recovery phrase, and then you write that down and store it in a safe place. We were talking about that earlier. Now, you can also use metal medium, like the Uphold seed phrase steel. I don't have this thing set up at the moment, but basically it's metal, and you take these little screws out, and then you have all these metal letters that you can punch out of this and use to store your seed phrase. And then you're wondering, why are they so small? Why do you only have room for 4? It's because the words for mnemonic phrases are only unique up to 4 digits. Like after that, it doesn't matter, right? If you go and look at all the word list, you won't see any words where the same 4 letters are, the first 4 letters are the same, and then the 5th letter is different, right? They're always unique only up to 4 characters, and after 4 characters, it would be a completely different word, right? That would have maybe the first 3 and then the 4th one. I know I'm getting into the weeds here again. But that's a really good way. But something like this is, if someone finds this, they'll have no doubt what it is. I mean, if someone finds this, they'll know what it is, or if you write it down on a piece of paper. So this one has the advantage of being fade-proof, waterproof, fireproof, all that stuff. There's several brands of these out on the market. XSeed Pro by SecureX has one. The CryptoTag is another one. Now, the CryptoTag is a little more advanced in that it generates, you have a seed phrase, and then you generate 4-digit codes, based on your seed phrase. You write these down and you convert them into these codes, and then you punch them in to the device. If I can show you. Oh, you got to take these off. Right? This is like high-end stuff here. It's really cool because they even give you earplugs, because when you punch down with this stylus, it makes this really loud snap pop. So, there's a whole world of seed phrase management, but really the most important thing is keeping it hidden in a place where no one's going to find it. And that's kind of the trick to almost everything in life when you get right down to it, right? If you've got jewelry, if you've got cash laying around your house, gold coins, collectibles, anything like that, you want to protect it from thieves by either hiding it or putting it in a safe or something of that nature, right? It's pretty much asset management. And okay, so let's get back to this. We've got the Tangem card here, and I have 2 backup cards. All 3 of these cards are interchangeable. You can use any of them once you have them initialized and set up with the app. But let's go into Trezor. I've got my Trezor connected, and I wanted to show you that when I launch the Trezor suite, there is an update available. So I wanted to walk you through that. Don't freak out when there's updates available. So this is a software update. I got that little error message because I think I entered my passphrase a while back, and now the device is locked. But this is the Trezor Suite software update. Just go ahead and run your software update, all right? Let it download the software and run the update. And it just wants to restart the Trezor Suite software, not my computer. So let it go ahead and do that. Here it comes. All right, so the new version is installed. I still have that. Oh, okay. Maybe it will open up. So, I mean, we can look over here, right? There's my device waiting for me. Let's go ahead and just go into the, whoops, let's do that. Let's go into the standard wallet here. And it's going to take it a sec to, oh, I think it's still, oh, no. I guess that password, that I entered my password a while back, but I hadn't disconnected it since then, so it was fine. And so now we're in the Trezor suite and we can see our assets, and I have a little bit of Litecoin in here. So I was thinking of transferring some of it into my PayPal account as a little test on doing transfers. I think we put some Bitcoin in there last week. So I just wanted you guys to be aware that you can use PayPal now, just like most cryptocurrency exchanges, but you see it only supports like 5 cryptos, which isn't that much. But let's say I wanted to put some Litecoin in here. Okay, they're saying my Bitcoin thing worked. Oh, let's see that. Was it? I thought that it was already. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought it said more Bitcoin. I was wrong. No, it was. The Bitcoin was there earlier when we checked. The balance had been updated. Okay. So sorry, I got off track there. Let's go into Litecoin and let's click this and let's receive some Litecoin. And they're going to give me a Litecoin address, which I can copy into my clipboard. Let's go over here to my Trezor suite. And let's go ahead and do a send, right? I'm going to send Litecoin somewhere else. I'll paste in the address of my PayPal Litecoin account. I'm just going to do like $50 worth. And we'll click review and send. And when we do that, let's go over here. And this is what we see on our device. Right? It's giving me the address, and then I've got to continue here. I'm not seeing it perfectly, but the light's not great. But I'll just tap this confirm. That's the amount of Litecoin. I'll tap that again. And then it wants me to hold to confirm. And we'll hold, and boom, off it goes. So you can see right there, when you sign transactions with the Trezor device, it's really nice. It's very intuitive. It's very easy to use. You just tap buttons. You don't have to do like that crazy like button thing you do with the ledger, right? Much more easy. So like we're all used to using touchscreen. All right, now that I've confirmed on the device, I'll go ahead and hit send, and that broadcasts out my Litecoin transfer. And so that should be coming into PayPal shortly, and we'll see how that goes. And while we're waiting on that, let me get caught up on some of the stuff going over in the chat. Let's see here. What is funky? One man's funky is another man's normal. Ledger Stacks is the best kept secret in crypto. Hear but never seen. Oh, I just got a confirmation from PayPal that Litecoin has arrived. So let's take a look. Let's do this. And okay, I don't see a balance yet. Is that my balance? I want to see what happens when I refresh. Okay, so it didn't log me out. So there's my Litecoin. Oh, Asil, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Dancing bebopping alien saying hello. Okay, so they're saying that the crypto has been received. Oh, Rick Stark, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate it. The Litecoin, notice the little yellow clock icon here, it means that it's not confirmed on the blockchain yet. So it is still pending as far as the balance being available to me to transfer or trade the Litecoin. But it has been received blockchain-wise, right? PayPal has seen the transaction coming in, but it still needs to totally confirm for there to be a balance, right? It shows that, but then that can't. I think that's the price of Litecoin. See, because if we go out here, it's still saying, oh, now it says I got $49 in Litecoin and my balance has been updated. So Litecoin traditionally has been pretty fast on the block. It's one of the pros of using Litecoin, that it was generally faster than Bitcoin, which is pretty nice. So yeah, so it's pretty cool that PayPal has become more, the functionality of their crypto has improved with the introduction of their stablecoin, and some of these tools now are a little more like a regular crypto exchange, although that swap seemed like the fees were pretty high. That's the price you pay for all the convenience of having crypto available in your PayPal account. Pretty cool stuff. All right, so let me see what's going on. On the Paxos page, you have the same Ethereum icon. So the correct contract address is the one that ends in 0OE8. Okay, so that would be this one here. 0. Okay, so that is the correct one. The guy that tweeted whatever was not correct, I don't think. I'm just going to close some of these tabs. Okay, so yeah, okay. Maybe he was talking about his Ethereum receiving address and called it a contract address. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so that being the case, let's go over here. And so we know that this one is correct. Let's get rid of this one. Although it does seem to show that it is a valid contract address, but we don't really want it. Okay, so let's grab this contract address and let's go into the Uniswap app, which is connect my Ledger. This is my Ledger account, and there's some Ethereum in here. And let's just re-choose this by pasting in the contract address and that we just got. And let's buy a little. Let's see what we're going to do here. I just want maybe not that much either. What that? Let's just do one, right? So like 16 bucks worth. And this is my Ledger. So I do have my Ledger device attached, although it's not going to reach over there to that other camera, but I think I might be able to pull this off this way. Yeah. Let's, this is what I used to do in the old days. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the Ethereum app, because I'm going to need to be in there to make this swap. All right, and then so let's go ahead and oh, it says insufficient liquidity. Okay, so maybe I can't do this. Okay, I guess I can't, right? It says insufficient liquidity for this trade. What do we do that? Is that going to do the same thing? Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people on Uniswap buying this stablecoin. Oh wait, here it goes. Is it going to do it? Fetching best price, insufficient liquidity. Okay. So yeah, I don't think we can do that either. I don't know that anyone would really want to. I think probably the best thing would be to just stick with using it on PayPal. I don't know that it really makes sense to transfer PayPal US dollar to your own wallet, unless you've got a lot of it, right? Like you've got, you know, $1,000 worth and you'd rather keep it in your own wallet than on PayPal, maybe. Yeah. But it seems like it's only good on PayPal anyway. Why you would want to use it on Uniswap? I mean, you could use it like, I mean, we could do Tether like easy peasy, right? They'll let you buy Tether all day long, or US dollar coin, right? These are like mainstream stable coins. You can swap for them on Uniswap easy. But maybe as time goes by, the PayPal stablecoin will become a little more universal, right? As far as people using it outside of PayPal, but it seems like for now it's better to just use it on PayPal, right? Can't buy it anywhere else. And I was unable to transfer it off of PayPal. Okay. So let me see. I want to get caught up a little bit. Let's see. Asil, thank you. Will using biometrics prevent SIM swaps? Using biometrics isn't going to prevent a SIM swap attack on your phone account, but using biometrics might improve your overall security to minimize or marginalize the effects of a SIM swap account. As I mentioned, the SIM swap attack basically involves your phone carrier account, right? It's not like some guy is sneaking into your house and swapping the SIM out of your phone. They're contacting your carrier, if you're using Verizon or AT&T for your iPhone or your Android phone. They're calling your carrier and getting your account ported over to their phone. It's kind of like they call up Verizon. They go, "Hi, my name's Rex, and I lost my phone, and I've got a new phone here with me. Can you port my number over to this new phone? It's an emergency. My grandmother's in the hospital. I can't get a hold." It's always like they're going to pressure them into porting the phone number to a new device. That's the scam, right? And once they've done that, then they can attempt to hack into one of my accounts, like they can go to Coinbase and say, "Oh, I forgot my password," and try to do a password reset. And then Coinbase is going to say, we're going to send a code to your phone to confirm it's you, which is what a lot of services do. And they'll be receiving my texts, right? And so if all I have on my Coinbase account is SMS two-factor for my phone, then they can take control of my Coinbase account, because Coinbase will send them the text. They'll receive the text on their device, and they'll be able to do a password reset on my Coinbase account. And once they've done that, they'll have access to my Coinbase account. They'll be able to buy crypto using my bank. They'll be able to transfer the crypto out to their own wallet. They'll be able to do all kinds of mayhem. But if I have Google Authenticator on my Coinbase account, then that won't work, because even though they have the control of my phone number and my text, when I try to log into Coinbase, it's going to ask me for the Google code, which they won't have. Google Authenticator codes are device specific, so they're not going to be able to do the hack. When you say biometrics, Asil, I'm not sure what kind of biometrics you mean. Like the Face ID of your phone is not going to protect you from a SIM swapping attack, because they're porting the number over to their own device. They'll have their own Face ID on their device. So your Face ID won't come into play on that. And just because someone has done a SIM swap attack does not mean that they're going to have access to your Ledger or your Trezor device, right? This is only a phone thing. Although it does give them a lot of leeway to get into all kinds of accounts based on your emails. Like I can go if someone ports my number over to their device, they'll have access to my email, and they'll be able to go through my emails and see, oh, it looks like he's got a Coinbase account because I see some emails from Coinbase. But also, I have two-factor on my Google, on my Gmail accounts. So just because someone has ported over my phone account, they're not going to be able to log into my Gmail because I have two-factor on my Gmail. So that's another thing that putting two-factor on your Gmail helps. Now, if it's just SMS, then when they try to log into the Gmail account, they'll say, oh, I forgot my password, and then Gmail will send them a text, and they'll be able to, get into your Gmail account. So, yeah, it's a complicated topic. Could you please make a video on how to put HBAR on Ledger, because I added HBAR on Ledger and nothing happens. I feel uncomfortable with it on exchanges. Any help would be appreciated. Well, I think we've done this before. Oh, I got to get out of this. So if you have a Ledger device and you go to add account and you choose HBAR, you should be able to do that, right? And just click continue. I don't know what you mean by nothing happens. Are you getting an error message, or is it just like you choose HBAR and it says open the HBAR on your device, which I already have. Now, if you don't have the HBAR app installed, when you try to add the account, it will auto install it for you. Let me show you what that looks like. So if we go over here, oh, it's in the middle of, I need to be at the, yeah. Let's try that again. Right, I have to be at the home screen when I do this. It was asking me to open the HBAR app. So I should be able to get in here. Oh, I wanted to uninstall HBAR here real quick. I'm going to uninstall it. It's not in any big hurry. Selling market price on an exchange is somewhat dangerous if it's a large trade, because you might not get the price you think you're going to get, because market can fluctuate during your trade, and you could end up thinking, you say, okay, I want to spend $1,000 on Bitcoin, and then you make your trade market and the price of Bitcoin jumps, and then you don't get as much as you thought you were going to get, right? That could be the danger. Could go the other way. You might end up getting more Bitcoin than you thought because the price jumped down while you were making your trade. So it's not, I don't know what you mean by dangerous. I think you mean you'll end up losing money, but it could go either way. But it's more precise to use limit orders, which is a little more complicated, where you decide the price you want and the market will go up and down. And when the price is where you want it, the trade will execute automatically. You set that up in advance. So that way you get exactly the amount you expect at the price you want. That's a little more complicated than what I'm doing, right? Anyway, I think we got that off. So let's go back over to accounts one more time. We want to add Hedera hash HBAR to my ledger, right? Put H bar on my ledger, right? So we go to accounts. Let's get rid of the account too. Remove. Hopefully I'm not going to lose it. I doubt it. So first we'll say add account. We'll say H bar. All right, we'll say continue. Now notice this time that the app isn't on my device yet. So it says checking app dependencies. It's going to install the H bar app on my device for me. See, there it is, installing the H bar app on my device, because I tried to add an account without having the corresponding app on my device. Now it installed the app and it says open it up. So I'm going to open it up. Now it's going to scan my device for any existing H bar accounts. I had one on there, so it's going to show up. If you don't have an existing H bar account, then you'll see the same thing, only it'll be a zero balance, right? So we'll click add account, and there you go. Now all you have to do is go in here and do a receive, and it's going to give you an address. Whoops. It's going to give you an address for hash bar. That's my address. Right. So I'm not sure when you say nothing happens, what you mean by that. Nothing happens. I mean, it would be better if you said I got a specific error message when I tried to do it, or it just spins or whatever. I'm not sure. But that's how you add H bar to your accounts in Ledger Live, and then from there you go buy some H bar on an exchange. And it sounds like, let's see who asked that question. Amrit G. Amrit G says you already have some H bar on an exchange. You'd like to put it in your ledger. Now, once you have done this, you'll want to send a small test transaction to your ledger device from your exchange, like maybe 20 bucks worth of H bar. Make sure it goes through and shows up in your balance before you transfer 5 grand worth of H bar with not having tested it out first. Someone else is asking me about XDC, my nemesis. Let's see. I don't believe you can add XDC in Ledger Live, right? No. There is a way to do it, but and there is an XDC app for the Ledger device, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I have it on here. But I think it should require a third-party wallet if the app is available. Yeah, see, here it is. It doesn't even say whether it requires a third-party wallet or not. This is just a really poorly done crypto, in my view, because I moved some. Oh, my dad. He's always giving me recommendations. He's rewatching. Yeah, I mean, we all get desperate, and my dad's like, hey, I just rewatched the series that has, 8 seasons. I'm like, how can you rewatch a season? How can you rewatch a streaming show that has 8 seasons that you've already seen before if you aren't like horribly desperate? But he's telling me to rewatch Old Man with Jeff Bridges. I think it's a good show. Was it Jeff Bridges? Yeah, it's Jeff, not Bo or Lloyd. Anyway. All right, so XDC, there's an app for it, right? But there's no support in Ledger Live. So the only way, and notice these other ones say require third party. This one's blank. I'm like, what is this? XDC, supposedly you can use mycrypto.com. But I've done it before, and let's see if let's go into it. XDC. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So if I go in here, okay, here, this thing. Yeah, it just doesn't show up. Let's see, can I get rid of this? Oh no. Edit. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's get rid of this one. Okay. Let's get rid of this one. I don't know what this is. The address book. Okay, so let's go back here to the home. And let's say I would like to add a new account on my ledger on the XDC network. And let's hit next. And it says to open up the XDC app, which I have done. And we'll say connect to ledger. And okay, see? We were unable to find any addresses that contain XDC. And I did move some XDC into this, to this address. And that's the address right there. So I would not recommend buying XDC, period. But I don't give financial advice. But between you and me and the lamppost, I think it's crap. I mean, they talk about how great it is, but it doesn't seem to be possible to move it onto a ledger device. And even when you do, using a third-party wallet, it's not stable and reliable. Why? Because I know I move like, there's from one of my exchanges, I move like 40 XDC into this address, and it's simply not there anymore. So that's all I can say. That's all I got to say about that. All right, let's turn this camera off. Let's see what guys are doing here. We still need to talk about Tangem and address poisoning attacks. So let me get caught up a little bit on the, let's go over here. Boop-a-doo. Well, I don't see anything. Let's just close these. Let's put that there for now. Can you make a video on how to safely sell cryptos on Gemini and Coinbase? I'm not very good at safely selling. I think let's just open up Coinbase here real quick. So when you're on Coinbase, and I don't have any assets in Coinbase at the moment, there's small US dollar balance. And we want to trade. Let's go over to advanced. When you want to make a trade, they have like market trades, which just gives you the current market price of the coin that you want to trade, and you tell it how much you want to spend. So I only have $6 worth, of cash. And so I could make this trade at market, but the price of Bitcoin may wildly swing. So I'm looking at the current price of 26,000. I could make my trade at market, and then Bitcoin jumps up to 27,000 within a few minutes or whatever, which is possible, not very likely, but I wouldn't get the Bitcoin I was expecting to get. I don't know if you call that dangerous or not. I mean, most people would consider that a loss, but let's say if Bitcoin fluctuates down to 25,000 while I'm making my market trade, I might end up on the good side of that, right? But it's more specific when you do a limit trade where you specify the amount, that the price of Bitcoin that you're willing to buy $1,000 worth at a specific price. That's more advanced market stuff than what I'm into. I'm not good at that stuff. I do wallet security. Ellen, I have the same problem with HBAR. Ledger Live lets me click install, and it installs. Then it says add the account. So I click add Bennett Prost to me and follow instructions to a third party to add. Well, I just added the HBAR, and you guys saw me do it. It didn't send me anywhere when I went to add my HBAR in my accounts. So maybe just like go through the steps I showed you guys. You have to go to the Hashpack wallet with Nano connected to get that address, if I recall correctly. XDC has an Android app that keeps XDC on the XDC network. No ledger support, though. Thank you for all the help. We'll try again tomorrow and see if I can add. Cheers, everyone. Okay, Amarid, it looks like I maybe answered that. Did you XDC or XDCE? Well, according to KuCoin, which I can't get into now, but when I bought my XDC on KuCoin, it was XDC and not XDCE. I actually moved from KuCoin, and I believe I moved some from Uphold, and both transfers were showing up in mycrypto.com, and then after a couple months I went back in and it was gone. So I don't know what happened to it. And there was no outward transfer. It was not like I got hacked by revealing my seed phrase. It just simply wasn't showing up in the account, and there was no transaction history. Go figure. G-Man, no name. Thanks for being here again tonight. I joined Coinbase Australia last Sunday night, 13th. Have $10 in ADA. Can't withdraw until today, 20th. Only join, just have another on-ramp. Yeah, when you first sign up for an exchange like Coinbase, they're not going to allow you to like just willy-nilly start trading right away. They need, especially when your account is new, they're going to fully wait as long as they can. MTET, thanks for that subscription. I appreciate that. Because it's a security thing. The waiting period is just kind of a precaution that they take. And as I mentioned, especially for new accounts, they don't want bots coming in there and setting up accounts and swapping crypto in and out, willy-nilly until they especially if it's coming from, the purchase comes from a new bank, that from a new customer. They want to make sure that the transfer is like totally above board, so they make you wait 10 days. Like me, I've had my account for a long time. I can make a purchase from my Coinbase account and withdraw immediately, usually. Like, for example, if we go here, actually for the advanced, like let's say we want to do regular Coinbase, and if I just want to buy some Ethereum directly from my bank account, like my Chase account, they didn't even ask me. Oh, I have to choose it here. Let's say I want to buy some Bitcoin here. It's going to cost me $2 to buy $50 worth of Ethereum, right? In the Coinbase regular. But if I go over to the Coinbase advanced and I deposit some money first, like deposit some US dollar, well, let's switch over to Ethereum. All right, so if I want to make a deposit of dollars into my account from my bank, there we go. And let's say 50. Okay, I can't deposit less than 10, but I would like to do 50, if that's okay with you, Coinbase. And I click continue. Then it's gonna be available to me instantly, and they're not gonna charge me anything to make the deposit, right? So I could add the cash now. This is, now I did set this up with Plaid. You have to use Plaid with Coinbase now. There's no other way, unless you want to do a wire transfer, which some people are more comfortable with that because there's less of invasion of your accounts, right? Plaid, you have to like put in your username, password, log into your bank and everything. Freaks people out. It's just a third-party payment processor, bank connector or whatever. Okay, so Coinbase just let me know I have $50. And we can look at my portfolio and see that there's more dollars in there now. So if we go over to we're here. If we go over to the, or spot, we're in spot right now, I'm sorry. I'm just going to do market, right? The dangerous one, because I'm only dealing with 50 bucks here anyway, right? And I want to say, okay, I'm going to buy 50 bucks worth, or not all of it. Let's just leave a little bit in there. I can adjust this. 50 bucks worth of Ethereum. I'm only getting charged 30 cents as opposed to the $2 that I would do over on Coinbase proper, right? This is Coinbase Advanced. Right, so we just buy some Ethereum, and it happens right away. And if we go over here, you can see now, if I do a refresh, that I have some Ethereum there, right? All right, so let's take a look at some of those wallets. I wanted to compare wallets for you guys. And so first of all, I'll point out that I did a, let's see, do that. I did a full-fledged video on the wallet showdown over the week. So I'll put a link to that in the live stream chat for you guys. Okay, yeah, Coinbase canceled my first Pay ID transaction to confirm my bank account. After that, it was there in 60 seconds. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I have heard that, for example, if you had put 50 bucks in Coinbase and tried to make that withdrawal immediately, they might tell you have to wait 3 to 5 business days if your account is new. It just depends. They go by... it's an account by account basis, right? I'm sure they've got like a rule book somewhere, but in general, you know, they just look at the individual trying to make the trade or transfer and evaluate whether it's going to happen or not, or you got to wait based on whatever their protocols are. So I'm assuming since I've had my account open for so long that that's why they allow me to do this stuff immediately. So check out that video. I'm going to do a transfer from Coinbase into my Tangem wallet. So let's take a look at what we got over here. So we've got this, and I wanted my X Mirage. So let me see here. Oh, what happened? I don't see. Whoops. Sorry, I thought I had my X Mirage on. Okay. Okay, it's there. Ugh, no. Okay. Where did it go? Let me see here. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I walked away from my phone or something like that. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go from here to here. Ah, doggone it. All right. Well, I think I screwed it up. I'm not going to be able to show you my phone without rebooting my software. This is kind of a bummer. It's kind of one of the quirks with this software. Okay, there's my phone. But when I go over here, oh, maybe if I turn it off and back on again, maybe it'll... No, it's still just not doing it. Okay, maybe if I add it again. What do I want here? I want window capture. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, maybe try to add a new one. And then try the X. Okay, there we go. I guess I pulled that one off, right? Didn't I? Okay, so now you can see my phone. That's what I want. That was my intention. Okay. Whoops. Sorry about that. All right, so let's go into Tangem. Good. So far, so good. Good. All right, so I'm going to log in with my Face ID. Here's my Tangem wallet. There's my balance. And let's put that Ethereum that we just bought on Coinbase into this wallet. So how would we do that? So you'll notice that right now there's not very much Ethereum in there. And basically I need to share this with my Coinbase account. So I could send the Ethereum address. Whoops. I could send the Ethereum address to myself through email, or I could simply copy this address into my clipboard and log into my Coinbase account on my phone, right? Well, that's weird. I thought there's more in there. Or no, I think that's it, right? So we know that there's some Ethereum in here, right? We just bought some. So I want to send that, and I want to send it over to the Tangem wallet, right? I'm going to allow that paste. There it is. All right, now I can also swing back over here and just double check that address. So it ends in 1E5F, right? That's the same address. We'll talk about some address poisoning stuff here in a minute, but I just kind of eyeballed that, but I did it pretty quick. So we'll talk about that a little more when I get into this address poisoning thing. And then let's go ahead and just send it all. Yeah, they're going to tell me about scams. Okay. They're going to charge me 56 cents in Ethereum fees, which is reasonable. We'll hit send now. Now I need my two-factor authentication. So I'll just go over to here. I'll copy this into my clipboard by tapping it. Go back over to Coinbase and hit paste. And off it goes. And there we go. Done. All right, we should go back over to Tangem wallet. And we should see some Ethereum come in fairly shortly. Yeah, it'll be a few minutes. So that's pretty straightforward how we transfer into a wallet that's based on phone. Like if, for example, I only had desktop Coinbase, then I would have sent that address to myself so that I could copy and paste it into my Coinbase when I was sending out from my desktop. The only problem, so it's kind of there's really no great way to do that. If I'm either going to have to cut and paste the address into my exchange or my other wallet or whatever, or I'm going to have to eyeball it and enter it in manually. Entering it in manually is prone to error, right? I could mistype it. Now, I could mistype it by like leaving out a digit, and then the wallet or the exchange would say, this is not a valid Ethereum address, which would be fine. And then I would look it over and say, oh, I forgot one digit or whatever. But if I mistyped one digit and it was a valid Ethereum address, but not the correct one, then I would lose my crypto, right? That's why I generally will do cut and paste. But cut and paste has the disadvantage of there are some malware out there that will take over your clipboard. So the malware will monitor your clipboard and can adjust your crypto addresses on the fly. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I just wanted to see if we can. Okay, there. So the Ethereum has arrived in the Tangem wallet. There it is, safe and sound. And so what is the difference between the Trezor and the Tangem, and what are the advantages and disadvantages? I think in the very beginning we were talking about when you set up your Tangem wallet, you initialize it, and you set up your 2 backups. So I have 3 cards total, right? These 2 cards are my backups. So I should keep those hidden. Probably be a good idea to have each card in a different location in case one gets stolen or whatever. And as I mentioned earlier, if you have initialized your primary card in both of your backups, then there is a code required to add the card to another device, right? It's not that someone just finds the card, could just willy-nilly connect it to their own device and steal your crypto. All right, I don't have another device handy at the moment to do this demo with, but that would, let's see. I'll go ahead and fire up this old phone. So maybe it has a charge. Or maybe it doesn't. Okay. See, I have a secondary phone over here. Maybe we can try that and see what happens. It's going to take it a minute here. Hello. Okay, there. All right. I got to enter my phrase here. Okay, so let's see. I don't think I have Tangem on here at the moment. Will I be able to do this? I think I should. This is my old phone, but I should be able to download Tangem. Let's just assume. Hi, kitty. Kitty's down there trying to get my attention. I guess this is going to work because it is connected to my Wi-Fi. Okay, there it goes. All right, so let's just assume that I've stolen somebody's Tangem card. Whoops. And I would like to connect this card. Okay. Scan card. All right, scan card. Okay, let's see what happens here. Enter access code. All right, so I'll need this access. I don't even know what it is. I have to go back and figure it out. Yeah, so that's the security. I just can't add a card that's already initialized without knowing the code. Let me try. All right, I entered the code and it wants me to scan again. Let's see what happens. No, I used the wrong code. So I don't remember what it is. I'll have to figure it out. Maybe I wrote it down somewhere when I set up the device. I'll go through. Maybe it's, let me try it again. Let me see if it's this other code that I use a lot. Marco. There's the cat. Yeah. Marco. Hey. Can you move? Hey. Dum-dum. Can you let the cat out? Or ask Alex to let the cat out? Hey, can you go somewhere else, buddy? Marco. Hey, go see Mom. Oh, let me try one more. Oh, wait. Come on, Rex. Okay, I remembered it. Okay, hopefully. Yeah, I remembered it. All right, so I'm able to to access all the networks, you need to scan the card. I thought we did that. Ah, okay. I don't know what happened. I could have sworn that it worked. Okay, let me try one more time. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay, there. Okay, I guess I had to do it more than once. So now you can see we've got two devices that are synced up to the card. But the only way I was able to do that was I had to remember that passcode that I created when I initialized the card. So an attacker just can't grab one of your cards without knowing your code and get access to your crypto on his device, right? So if you like have your card with you and you leave it at a coffee shop, no one's going to steal your crypto just having the card. They got to know the code. So we've established that. Now we haven't sent any. So, but when we set up the Tangem card, we initialize the other two cards as our backup, but there is no seed phrase. We don't ever write a seed phrase down. We can't extract a seed phrase. We are totally dependent on those physical cards for our crypto, however much. Like if I put 10 grand worth of crypto into this wallet, then those three cards are the only thing between me and losing that 10 grand, right? But I mean, the same situation applies to the Trezor in that same sense as if I initialize my Trezor device and I write down my seed phrase and then I lose my Trezor device or it gets broken or stolen or whatever, and then I don't remember where I put my seed phrase, same thing. I've lost all my crypto. So yeah, I have two things. I have a Trezor device and I have my backup phrase on a piece of paper or a sticky note or whatever. And if I lose both of those, then I've lost all my crypto. So I don't understand why people get so bent out of shape when it's only the, now my camera's out of focus. When it's only your Tangem cards that, oh, if I lose all three cards, I lose my crypto. Same thing with a Trezor. Lose your device and your seed phrase and you've lost all your crypto. But the argument is oh, well, with a Trezor, I could write down my seed phrase in like 50 different locations on different pieces of paper or cards because I know it, right? I see it. They give it to me, which is a valid argument, right? But most people have a seed phrase and a device, and their device flakes out on them, and then someone says, well, that's no problem. Just go get your seed phrase. And they're like, seed phrase, what's that? I'm like, you remember the seed phrase? That thing you wrote down when you initialized your wallet? You're like, oh, yeah, that thing. Oh, I don't know where that is, right? That's the problem with crypto is that people don't realize how important that seed phrase is. That's one of the issues that Tangem addresses, is that most people would just rather use the cards, right? Easy peasy, quick setup, and it's pretty easy to wrap your head around it. You got three cards, lose all three, you lose your crypto, right? Just back them up. But that's the big difference between Tangem and Trezor. Trezor has been around a lot longer. People respect Trezor. One of the first hardware wallets on the market, over 10 years. Write down your seed phrase, traditional cryptocurrency hardware wallet. Tangem is new, has come up with a solution for the seed phrase problem, which is people are too lazy to go through the process of writing it down, too complicated, and they are prone to lose it, misuse it, accidentally reveal it, all that stuff, right? You're not going to accidentally give someone your Tangem card, right? No one's going to call you up on the phone and get you to somehow, type in your Tangem passphrase. There is no passphrase. And they're sure as heck not going to convince somebody to just mail them one of their cards along with their code. I don't know. Somebody might fall for that. Most people wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. So this is the new phone. This is the old phone. Let's go put the old phone away. Oh. Oops. I'm going to turn it off. All right. Let me jump over here and we'll do an outgoing transaction. Whoops. Let's go back here. I was going to do an outgoing transaction on the Tangem, which would be fun. But let me catch up on here. Let's see here. Let me get caught up here. Can you make a video on how to safely sell cryptos? We did that. HBAR problem. Hopefully you guys can work through that HBAR thing. XDC. Don't know what happened to that XDC I had stored on my ledger, so I can't recommend XDC on a ledger. As Mr. Miskey said, there are some phone-based apps that you can store XDC safely in, but not ledger. Thank you for all the help. Okay, G-Man, no name. I joined Coinbase. Yay. Had no problem with Kraken or KuCoin, but not worried. Birds, bees, and trees. Look at multi-fuel options as much as watts as you can afford. You'll never be upset that you'll have extra power, but you'll be upset if you don't have enough. That's true. Based on your IP address, we currently do not provide services in your country or region due to local laws, regulations, policies. Thank you, Gary Gensler. If you know you can do at least $30 of transactions per month, Coinbase one is worth subscribing to. Coinbase canceled my first. Okay, we got through all that. Sorry, Sunday Mom here. I've been in and out doing washing. Now I got to go again. I'll watch replay. Good night, G-Man. Is poisoning when there is cap locks in place where they're supposed to be lowercase? No. Crypto addresses are case insensitive. It doesn't matter if you enter them uppercase or lowercase. The letters it doesn't matter. No, let's talk about an address poisoning attack. There's a little bit of confusion. I've found two different definitions of address poisoning attacks. Let's look at the one that we got on from Google. Oh, come on. Oh, no, this is not it. Come on, where did that go? Doggone it, I had it pulled up. Oh, wrong browser. Don't panic. Okay, here it is. Address poisoning is a type of crypto scam that targets cryptocurrency users. In this scam, a scammer sends a small amount of crypto or an NFT to a user's account from an address that looks similar to the user's own address. The scammer hopes that the user will absent-mindedly copy the scammer's address from their transaction history and use it in the future. The user may then send the funds to the scammer's address thinking it's their own. Address poisoning is also known as address spoofing. It's not as harmful as other scams, but it can still result in loss of funds. Okay, so the idea here is that if I have my Metamask wallet open and a scammer sends in a transaction like this, or maybe this one, right? That's a receive. And I want to go into my transaction history to grab an address. Maybe the two? No? Yeah, I just don't see how I would ever fall for this scam because I don't go into my transaction history to get previously used addresses. Now, I think that maybe there's a way in MetaMask to enable address book or like contacts, possibly. Maybe in that scenario, I might be looking at in previous transactions to get my receiving address. It just seems like a very odd way to, or I guess it would be somewhere I've sent. Yeah, I just don't get this one. Generally, if I'm going to transfer some money into my Metamask account from an outside source like, say, Coinbase, I would go to Coinbase and say, okay, I'm going to withdraw. And sorry, I need to be in a crypto here. Or do I? Am I? Yeah, this is, let's just go to regular Coinbase. It's easier. If I wanted to send some Ethereum, because I can't send Bitcoin to a, oh, come on. I can't send Bitcoin to Metamask, right? And I wanted to get the address. I would go to my Metamask wallet, and I would copy the address into my clipboard from here. This is not my transaction history. This is the address of the wallet. Why anyone would go to their previous transactions to get their address seems weird to me, but I don't know. Like here, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they're doing this? Maybe, I don't know. It just seems really an odd way to get your receiving address. Maybe they're talking about sending it somewhere outward. Like, okay, I sent it to this account the other day, and somehow a scammer has come in and sent me like a micro transaction. And this sort of looks like my address because it has the exact same end and beginning. That's the idea. The scammer can create what's called a vanity address. There are websites where you can do that, and you can tell them, I would like to generate an address that ends in 041C and begins with BEC, but it's different in the middle. And that's what scammers are hoping, is that when you check your address, you only look at the first few and the last few numbers. You don't look at all the numbers in the middle. And I totally get that because I do that a lot. Yeah. But in general, if you want to get your address and you get it from here at the top of your wallet, rather than going into your previous transactions, then you're much better off, right? And that's how you would avoid an address poisoning scam. It's not stealing crypto out of your wallet, right? It is simply trying to trick you into pasting in the wrong address during a transaction. So this is not a traditional type of hack where somehow the wallet is getting drained from the outside. This is simply a preying upon the user's laziness. But I don't see how clicking here is complicated. It's not, right? Now, I saw another definition of address poisoning scam that said that the hacker was altering the user's clipboard. That's not an address poisoning scam, right? The address poisoning scam is sending someone a small amount of crypto from an address very similar to the user's. That's an address poisoning scam. Now, if you're worried about the clipboard thing, copying and pasting from your clipboard, there are what's called clipboard managers. That can monitor your clipboard in some way or form, or maybe even alert you to something going on. But here's the bottom line. The first line of defense is you being precise. It's you not being lazy and using previously used addresses to get to form transactions, right? Every time you send crypto from one place to another, you should be doing, if it's from a ledger, you should be doing your hardware check to verify the address is valid and matched to your device. Or if you're in Metamask, you should just be going to the wallet and getting the address from the main part of the wallet. It's not rocket science. All you got to do is click up here, right? So that's, your first line of defense is you being precise and cognizant and mindful when you transfer crypto. Double checking the beginning and ending and checking your address before you send crypto, and sending small test transactions. You've got to send small test transactions so that if something is awry, you'll know it right away and you'll only be losing $5 or $10 worth of crypto because something, that's what will alert you to this sort of stuff, right? And then the next thing, besides your own carefulness, is having good security on your computer. Don't click weird links. Don't download malware, freeware, spyware, bloatware on your computer so that you won't have somebody that is monitoring your clipboard. That's the other type of attack. There's really no way to avoid anybody sending you a random transaction to your wallet, right? Wallets are public on the blockchain. So the main defense against address poisoning is just being careful, when you send crypto transactions. All right, I wanted to just address Jay here. Say a certain coin isn't adapted to Ledger platform yet, and you send crypto to the Ledger, and you see the transaction on the blockchain but not on the Ledger. What wallet should you move to? You can use Metamask. Because if you've moved a obscure ERC20 token that isn't supported by Ledger yet to your Ledger address, you'll be able to see it in Metamask. And if it's not showing up in your Metamask wallet, you can actually import it using its contract address. I don't have an example right now, but you saw me import a token earlier. So Metamask will allow you to import new tokens onto your Ethereum blockchain in the form of ERC20 tokens. It will also allow you to do it over on different networks like Optimism or Polygon, Matic network, right? You can import new tokens in Matic. Right. So if you've sent crypto to a Ledger-based wallet using Ledger Live by, like grabbing your Ethereum address or your Polygon address or something, and it doesn't show up in your list of tokens, right? For example, like if I look in my Ethereum wallet and I go down to all my tokens and I'm like, where the heck is that token? I know I sent it. It's on the blockchain. It's not showing up in my list of Ledger ERC20 tokens. Then go over to Metamask and import the token that you just bought. You should be able to figure out what the contract address is by maybe going over to CoinGecko and looking for the coin that you just bought. I think Trust Wallet might be an ERC20. Well, it's a Binance Smart Chain, but the same concept there. You would add that, or you could add that to MetaMask. Well, I'd have to be over in Binance Smart Chain, in MetaMask, right? I could add this coin to my MetaMask wallet, right? From here, or I could copy it into my clipboard and then go over, whoops. You see, there's the token. Right? Let's say that token doesn't show up on Ledger, but it will. You can access it, and this is the same wallet, right? I have my Ledger connected to MetaMask, so I'm using my Ledger device with a third-party wallet, MetaMask, and in MetaMask I can see obscure coins as long as they're EVM coins, and I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, whether it's an ERC20 token, or it's a Binance Smart Chain, or an Avalanche, or a Polygon, you can manage your ledger device in Metamask on all those chains. Oh, what's the name of the token? Probably worth nothing now, but here's my transaction so you can see. I see it in Etherscan. Okay, so it's an ERC20 token. So if it's Etherscan, no one can change your BTC address from inside Ledger Live. No. All they can do is maybe send you a random transaction into your Ledger wallet, just like we were talking address poisoning, where like someone sends me a micro amount of Bitcoin into one of my accounts, right? Like there's a transaction. It's very weird to go into your past transactions to grab a Bitcoin address. If that's what you want to send Bitcoin to yourself, and so you go in here and grab, that previous Bitcoin address. Best practice is to always do the receive with and I'm skipping the hardware check, but always do the receive with hardware check to verify each time you do a transaction. Then even if someone is sending you random Bitcoin transactions, trying to make you lazy and use your previous transactions, it's really a dumb way to get your address anyway. You've got buttons up here, and no one can hack into your Ledger Live and change your Bitcoin address. And even if they did, if you're careful and look at each address and double check every time and do your hardware check, then that's not going to work either. Even if somehow they manage to change your Bitcoin address in Ledger Live, which they can't, you do the hardware verification every step. Every time you generate your receiving address, do your hardware check, and you won't have to worry about that. Quick question, can you transfer CSPR from Uphold to Ledger? Every time I transfer any ETH network cryptos, it swaps to ETH, not the crypto I wanted. Oh, okay, well, basically what you have to do in Uphold, and I thought I was logged in, but I'm guessing not. You have to specify that you're sending the crypto, otherwise it's going to convert it for you. Let me see here. Let me get this here. My password manager's acting up tonight. We were talking about, I didn't even get a chance to talk about password managers. Okay. And I'm going to need my two-factor. Again, running out of time here. Let's see here. Okay, Uphold. So I think what you're doing is you're saying, okay, what was the name of that thing? CSPR? Yeah, I think you have to do it like this. CSPR. Oh, Casper. Okay. So I'm assuming that you have some Casper. And what is this thing? Okay. Is this an ERC20? This is not even... Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know why you would be trying to send this to your Ethereum. Let me see this again. From Uphold to Ledger. Okay, so you got Ledger. And you want to add CSPR. Because Ledger only supports the Ethereum version of this coin, whatever it is. And when you do stuff like this, this is like, this coin must have been in the past an ERC20 token and has since converted itself to its own blockchain. So I don't even see that there's There's probably some ERC versions of this coin floating around, but this coin is not supported on Ledger at all, right? Just the older Ethereum version of the coin. That's why it's been converting it to Ethereum, because you're using the Ethereum address version of this coin in Ledger, right? They don't support the full version of this coin. That's the problem. Now, there might be a third-party wallet. Like if we go into this, maybe they have the app for it, but I don't know. CSPR, no. I don't think Ledger supports the full version of that coin. That's the problem. So if you give Uphold an ERC20 token address, see, this isn't even an ERC20 token address. I don't have any in my account. So if I were to transfer from, there is a crypto network out there where I could receive it from somewhere else. But yeah, it's not supported in its current form on Ledger, just its like previous ERC20 version. That's why it keeps converting. Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for being here tonight. I'm going to sign off now. We ran a little bit over tonight. Someone keeps complaining in my comments that a 2-hour live stream is too long, but every time I try to stop after an hour and a half, it's like, I'm just used to the 2 hours. Sometimes I run over. But anyway, thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for everyone that subscribed tonight. Thanks for everyone that donated. Asil, Joseph, and I think there was one more that got thrown up. Gregory, I believe. Thank you, Gregory. Thanks, Dan and JDO, for being here tonight. And thanks, Kenny, for all the news stories, as usual. And everyone that commented and added to the discussion, I appreciate it. All those that simply watched and might be watching tomorrow on their big screen TVs. I love broadcasting in 4K, although I don't have 4K complexion, so forgive me. And I'm thinking if I were to try to put makeup on, it would be really obvious in 4K. So I'm just going to be me. Thanks for being here and hanging in with me. If I didn't get to anything I wanted to get to tonight, I'll try to get to it next week. And like I said, let's see, let's go over to this screen so that we can confirm that the stream is in fact ending. I will do this again next week, every Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up for the video and hit the like button, or subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me.